You guys want to know how to get Polish residence card? Then we have the answer for you. Boom! Like I said, very important day, guys. Today, my Karta Pobytu. Guys, the moment of truth. Here's my Karta Pobytu. I'm gonna keep my details away from the internet, but trust me, here it is. Boom! Cześć ludzie! What's up, people? Hola, Caro, Savannah, and JT here. Welcome to another episode. As you can see, on today's episode, we're tackling something.
We came prepared with notes.
I think, Karina, that this has been requested so many times, privately.
Oh yeah?
People messaging me on YouTube, on Instagram. They are like,
I hate you people.
can you please tell us, how did you get your residence card? And I'm like, I don't have a residence card.
He's getting it tomorrow.
We're recording this the day before I'm supposed to pick up my Karta Pobytu. Mm-hmm. That's the name in Polish for all you foreigners watching.
Well, if you want it, you need to understand at least those two words.
You need to understand those words. But the beginning of this whole process started when I was searching for a European woman to get my papers.
I volunteered because I'm a nice person.
And now people are gonna go like, yeah, I knew it. Carolina and I started dating, and as a matter of fact, me being Dominican, we have what I'm going to describe as a B passport, okay? Listen to me. I can say it because I have one. There are A-class passports and B-class passports.
That's not an official or formal name that anyone uses. It's just you wanted to say worse passport than the passports from the countries that require less visas and paperwork.
100%. And then there's probably a C category, you know, and I'm sorry for you guys, but the reality is that almost everywhere I go, I need to ask for visa, okay?
Yeah.
Now, listen, I will include a list of the places that I can go without a visa, but you will see that it's, you know, it's not the places that you want to go. I'm just joking. Okay, it's the places that we can go to the people that have the C-type visa.
Oh yeah, that's the world. Polish people used to also have to apply to get visas to get to many developed countries.
Yeah. Hey guys,
that's it. The richer, the more developed you are, the harder it is to get in.
Go along with our dark humor. I don't intend to look down on anybody, any country, any passport.
But only C passports.
But only C passports. You guys are just F. Everything from now onwards is thanks to my beautiful wife that did the research. Did the research, everything. You guys want to know how to get Polish residence card? Then we have the answer for you with a caveat. The caveat is you need to be from a third world country.
Yes. I mean, we will kind of do an overview of how to get a Karta Pobytu or residence card in Poland. What are the steps you need to follow depending on what is your avenue of going into the country? Like, are you married to a Polish person? Are you in a relationship with a Polish person?
But not married.
Yeah, exactly. That's a different one, like boyfriend, girlfriend. Do you want to study here? Do you want to work in a company that is here? Or do you have your own business? And for some reason you think Poland is the place to do it in. So we have some steps and some tips also from our experience, because gotta tell you, there are some surprises as you do it.
Yes. Take this disclaimer right now. I'm going to include this part of the video. Is going to be a big disclaimer right here, big letters. We are not a legal channel. Carolina is not a lawyer. I am not a lawyer, although she argues like a lawyer. I do too sometimes. But we are just going to go based on our experience, right? Like what we went through with my Karta Pobytu. And, of course, a little bit of research that might be helpful for you. But keep in mind that whatever is your situation, if anything we say sounds interesting or like it fits you, then go deeper down the rabbit hole. Do your own research and use us as a stepping stone.
I gotta say that if you struggle, if you don't speak Polish, or if you struggle still with your legal Polish, ChatGPT is a really good place. You can ask in your native language, and it will give you the robots will give you the answer because sadly, even in Polish, a lot of sources sometimes are conflicting. So you're like, which one am I supposed to listen to? One, you have to enter the country, right? You, as my husband, you entered on a tourist visa, and in most cases, if you are boyfriend or girlfriend or spouse, you enter on a tourist visa, because if you're applying through marriage, maybe you don't study here, don't work here, don't have a business that you're going to use as an entry. Like we were married, we lived abroad, and we were coming here, and you always needed a tourist visa. So that's, you know, the first step in our case was a tourist visa. Okay,
so this applies for people that are married, right? Through marriage. Through marriage.
That means, yeah, we are going to talk about the process of through marriage, and then we will give you some differences in other instances, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, you enter and you have type visa C, the tourist visa that is short-term visa.
Yeah.
And that's
up to 90 days, right?
The one that you had, and you can be here up to 90 days, but not just any 90 days. It is within the 180-day period.
Okay.
So once you are here 90 days, then you have to leave for another 90 days, and then you can come back.
Okay. For another 90 days.
Yeah.
Inside 100.
Yeah. Okay. So they basically make sure that if you're a tourist here, you're actually doing tourism, and then you're leaving.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
you cannot just leave for one day. It is a 180-day period when you have to calculate.
Basically, go back to your house.
Yes.
You know?
Or wherever it is that you are venturing into. But if you are decided, Poland is the place I'm staying, you have those 90 days, within 180 days, to apply for your Karta Pobytu. So
while you're in the country.
Yeah.
Which is what happened to us, right? I had the visa.
Yeah.
I came back, you guys remember, we were living in London, then Carolina and Vigo moved to Poland, and I went to South Africa to work. So my residence was in South Africa. I just kept coming every 2 months as a tourist to visit them, but I would just stay for a month tops, and then I would leave. But in July last year, I came permanently to stay forever in Poland, which is exactly then we did what she's saying now.
Yeah. So
and then
you have to get all your documents that are required, which we're going to go over, and then you have to apply within this window, because once you apply and you have a proof that you applied, your visa, even if it expires, even if you are already after 90 days within this period, then you can still stay because you're waiting for a decision. So you can legally be here, right?
But then you're a prisoner.
Well, that's true also, because once this happens, you cannot leave the country.
Yeah.
And you have to just wait, because if you leave the country, well, technically you can leave, but you have to come back whenever you have, you are 90 days outside of Poland. You can go, if you have valid visa, you can come back. But probably there are some rules that if you're waiting for the decision, you cannot leave at all. But this we need to double check.
No, we did. We did double check that, because we wanted to go on holidays. Remember? We wanted to go on holidays.
Yeah, you could go, but you cannot go back.
I could not enter Poland. I had to be away.
Not at all. 90 days, like I said.
Yes, but I could not enter Poland before those 90 days would finish.
Exactly.
So
Doesn't mean that you cannot travel. By this rule, you can travel.
Oh yeah, okay, I get it.
But you need to be out enough time.
But we're talking in the special circumstance that you are waiting for your Karta Pobytu, and you are established in Poland, right? Where you leave, you are expected to come back, I don't know, 2 weeks, a month after some holidays. And then they say, no, sir, you have to wait your whole 90 days.
And that is very confusing.
To reset.
If you have lived within the European Union reality, and you know a lot of foreigners living abroad in different places, because there is this rule in European Union, if you are a spouse of a European Union citizen, you are entitled to travel with them. So because it's not protecting the foreigner, it's protecting the European Union citizen. Like, I want to travel, why I cannot take my husband with me? This
C-class citizen just dragging me down.
Why is he dragging me down? I need to go to France.
Okay, drag him along. What can you do?
It has to do, obviously it's about Schengen, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so you can travel with this European Union citizen that you're married to, and they cannot stop you.
But in Poland, this was not the case, right?
But the rule in Poland is like, well, maybe, but if he leaves, he needs to wait 90 days for coming back. If his visa is, if he ran out of days, right? You ran out of tokens. So then you just are here and waiting for the decision. Okay, but before that, what do you do? What's the first step?
What is the first step?
You are in 90 days, you apply for it. How do you apply? You need to fill in a form either do it in person in the urząd, which is the voivodeship office, Urząd Mazowiecki, wherever you live or your spouse lives.
Yeah.
Or
administrative
hopefully
office.
it's together, or it's online, which we will put the link. It's in Pol something.
Yeah.
In our case, it's Mazowieckie, which is for Warsaw, where you have to create an account, then you can start a case of Karta Pobytu. First is the temporary Karta Pobytu, which is the temporary residence permit.
Yeah, which is what I'm getting, right?
Yeah.
I'll be getting the temporary.
Because there's always an order. You cannot just immediately go for permanent. That's our first tip, because that was a surprise for us. When you fill this application, you need a lot of detailed info that is not just sitting in your head. For example, you need to list all your entries and exits from Poland into Poland, and you have to list all your foreign travels. So if you are like us, a mess when it comes to countries involved in our life, there's a lot of dates and a lot of things to remember. And I think it's like 15-year period. It's like a very long period.
Yeah. So
that you need to cover. So
in our maybe your case it's easy, right? You came five times or 6 times, and it's all on your passport and stamps. But the first 4 years of our marriage, we were living in Austria, and all our travels to Poland were
without any stamps.
Borders, was driving. So we were just entering, right? And we were scared, like, okay, but what if they all of a sudden have photos of us or something? What if they have any information that I'm hiding, that I came to Poland?
That we put a wrong date that you actually did, you know?
Exactly. So that's when I have this device here, and as a serial documenter,
Instagrammer, influencer, and YouTuber.
In those times, it was
famous worldwide.
In those times, it was not even that. So I've always been the guy with the camera taking photos of everything. So I would just went through the first times that she and I were together, and we had photos of all of the days that we came to Poland and when we left, and we were able to track because of the phone's information.
With passport, you had some stamps when we were going to Dominican Republic, to London later, but you know, you also have it on the phone, and you can check the dates when we are at airports.
It was very convoluted. It's very convoluted.
It took us like several days to actually track all this down and write it down in this application form.
And now we talk about photos, but photos is also a thing.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Apart from this application form, you have other documents that you need to provide. So if you're married, obviously, that's what we're talking about, marriage certificate. And it needs to be, if you were married abroad, then it needs to be translated and apostilled, I think, like certified. Certified translation and like proof that it's legal and it's real. Thankfully, we were married in Poland, so all our documents were already in Polish. In Polish urząd. So, but we had to, you know, ask for the recent one because we were married 10 years before.
Yeah.
So we need to apply for a marriage certificate, akt małżeństwa, odpis aktu małżeństwa.
So that is up to date, right?
It needs to be like not older than 3 months. So you have to apply.
3 months.
They're gonna send it to you in time so that you can apply, you know, send all the documents.
And this is very important because remember, all of this is very time sensitive.
Yeah.
Right? Like you imagine you came, like you said, 90 days as a tourist, but you decide that you guys are gonna apply for the Karta Pobytu. So everything needs to happen inside those 90 days, because if the 90 days end and you haven't sent your documents, then you are illegal.
Yeah, and you don't want that on your LinkedIn profile.
In Poland, you don't want that, okay? Well, in Poland, the rules of immigration are very tight, which should
good.
say...
He learned his lesson. He's treating the urząd very seriously. We don't make jokes. Urząd people, thank you for existing. So you need this application that you're filling with all your dates, wherever you where. Then you have your up-to-date akt małżeństwa, marriage certificate, passport copy, your passport copy and visa copy, my passport copy as well, and proof of marriage, which is like, apart from the certificate, what else? Like anything that can prove to them that you are real marriage, right? So in our case, it was also the birth certificate of our, at that time, child, one only. Also, all the photos from our relationship, that also worked, that you're documenting everything. So we had photos from like 10 years relationship, which we printed out and we sent it to them.
Listen, that sounds crazy. Like if you think about it, it sounds crazy that you have to dig through your phone. What if you're people that don't like to take photos? But realistically speaking, all these things, they are helpful. Especially when you come from a developing country where it's more often, you can find the situation more often where people marry to try to get some documentation. And by the way, I don't imply that the Polish person, for example, or the European is in it on the, sometimes they're just a victim.
Very often they don't know that.
Yeah, sometimes it's a victim.
Yeah.
They meet this person and they're like, oh my God, I'm in love, whatever. Yeah, I want you to come live with me in Poland. Let's do whatever. And this person, the other one, they're just thinking, once we married, I get my documents.
Some good kombinować also.
Yeah, it happens all the time. You were...
Not only in Poland. It happens in the UK a lot. And there are some people that are not aware. There are some people who just are paid to do it. So we covered most of it. But then we also have proof of address, which was kind of a pain because you need to have a bill sent to your name as a
sent to my name, to the person that is applying.
Person that doesn't have Karta Pobytu, doesn't have PESEL, doesn't have anything. He cannot have a bank account. He cannot have anything. And I think, what did you have? I think you have a gym membership under your name or something.
No, we had a doctor's. I went to the doctor.
Przychodnia.
Yeah, I went to the doctor and I went privately.
Yeah.
And I got a bill.
Invoice. Yeah.
And that's where it said.
Okay. The other two things that are mentioned by ChatGPT is financial support, which I don't remember doing that. Like proving how much money we have. That was not required.
You know what? I don't remember.
Yeah. So this is something that you guys have to verify. The other thing is health insurance, which in your case, you do have your private health insurance that we can also provide proof. But as I have a business, empire that I have, my self-employment, whatever, I am Polish NFZ, I can insure my family member, so he's insured through my business, so we need to prove that there's like a form from Zeus.
That's why I make so much content.
I am the sugar mama.
She's a sugar mama. I'm a kept man. That you guys are asking, do you work? This is all this content that you're producing. There you go.
That's his work. He's here to entertain us. Apart from a fee that is here listed as 340 zloty for the application. I don't remember how much that was and how you pay. I think there's a way online. Yeah. If you do it in person, you pay there.
And those things will vary. Maybe from the time you see this video, maybe
it'll be different.
Maybe this video finds you 2 years from now.
Oh, sorry. Passport photos also.
Okay.
Which, by the way, you need to make sure that they are according to the
Polish
measurements. There's also, you can look it up online. Ask ChatGPT if you're in doubt. Okay, so that you get your documents, you send it. You either go to the urząd, you make an appointment first on the website.
So this is very important now.
Or you go and you take a number and wait 300 hours for your appointment.
This is very important.
But obviously this is time sensitive, so you don't want to go and say everyone is by appointment, so you cannot really... I think that you have to do it by appointment, and it's very hard to get the appointments because they appear online. We didn't even try it. If you cannot get appointments, you send all this by post with confirmation of delivery.
This is the trick. Karolina read it in a Facebook group. I remember foreigners in Poland, whatever, or women married to foreigners, whatever, and they recommended that we sent all that by post.
Yes, with
instead of going there.
Of delivery, so za potwierdzeniem odbioru. That little yellow paper that comes back to you as a confirmation of delivery. This is the proof that you applied.
In that it was delivered.
So you managed, you didn't overstay your visa.
Yeah.
And then you wait. You can check up your account there because it shows that they received it. Maybe you will get an SMS or email. I don't remember if they said that they received it, but it's on the account. It shows up.
Yeah.
And they will also send you, in many cases, if you apply by post, they will invite you to show the passport in person and take your fingerprints.
Yeah.
That is the process. And if there are
this
any
happens many months after. This happens many months after.
If there's any documents missing, they will also tell you, bring whatever else is missing, which for example, in our case, it was the passport that you need to show.
Yeah.
And we brought all the documents again, printed or the original, whatever, just in case. And I think there was also, during the appointment, because it was so long later, they said, you will still have to provide another marriage certificate. So they say that they told us, decision is going to be made 22nd of July. And this was almost a year after you applied, because you applied in October. I applied in October.
Remember, you applied. Don't go thinking that just because you applied and they received it, everything's all nice and well and it's fine, they should give you your stuff when they make the decision. No. Still, they might have not gotten to your case. They have a lot of cases of a lot of people. So they go like, okay, here's the paperwork of, JT. Let me see this guy, whatever. And then when they go through that, they see that the marriage certificate has
4 months.
Has 4 months. You did it in your window when you deliver everything, but now it's 4 months. So they're going to tell you.
Thankfully, the guy, when we went for your appointment, they took your fingerprints. He was very informative. Like he explained, he was nice. He spoke English. I went there just in case they didn't, but there were like a lot of young people working there. Yeah. The new wave of urząd, but remember just to always be slightly afraid.
Yeah, and cold.
Slightly afraid. This motivates you to check, to double check, to prepare many copies, to get all the proof you can. Because, you know, it will just help you from having to do it again. And that is just a pain. Yeah. And also on your account, on this InPol account thing, your spouse, that is probably the one that's going to be calling, they need to like give themselves power of attorney, upoważnienie, so that when you call, they see the system like, who are you? Yeah. I cannot tell you anything. Yeah. If there's this upoważnienie, they can give you information.
This is important, right? Yeah. To all the Polish partners, right? Yeah. You're applying for your significant other. Yeah. Make sure that on the website you select that they give you power of attorney. Yeah.
So it's a simple thing online. You just kind of.
But that frees the foreigner who probably doesn't speak the language
doesn't know
to let you burden you now with having to call and talk to them and all that. But otherwise, it's not going to happen.
You know how we're going to get this decision, because in the urząd maybe I should have asked, but they didn't tell you how you're going to get the decision.
Yeah, this is important.
They told us also in the group, and then later it was confirmed because I called already, getting impatient.
Yeah, it was November at this point. You know, it was supposed to be July, so you know, July, August, September, October, and
the decision was in the end made on October. And it showed up in the account, so you might get excited. The decision's made, but you don't know what decision it is and why.
You don't know how.
That's the thing.
How do you find out?
That's the thing that they told us, and I called later to confirm. They will send you a letter by mail.
By post?
Within by post. Not email, mail. 2 months from the decision made. Yeah. If it's negative.
Inside those 2 months?
Yes.
Okay.
Or they will send you an SMS up to 3 months from the decision made, if it's confirmed, if it's approved, and they will tell you, come, blah, 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 this date, this hour, to pick up your Karta Pobytu. Yeah, so what happens when you are not married, though? Because we know a couple that they were in a long-term relationship and they applied and they got it. But technically, ChatGPT and research says, it doesn't give you automatic eligibility. Marriage helps. It's more serious, it's more real, it's more legal.
Do your research. That's what we're saying.
Do your research. If you are a relationship as a girlfriend, boyfriend, you still have to prove, that you for a long time lived together, you paid bills together, you have joined household. But, still you might need either a business or work or study reasons.
Something else that might not be just the fact that you are in, as Spanish say, unión libre, which is like
they are still not recognized here. So still, it worked for them. I don't know if they had any other things to prove. Yeah. But don't bet that it will be in every case like that, right? Indeed. What if nobody wants you and you still want to be in Poland? You can still be a student. Yeah. Or you can have a business, or you can work for a company here, and that's how you can get your Karta Pobytu.
Yeah. Or you came to Poland because you are shopping. You're looking for, but you still, So what do you do? You still need
to legally stay longer for your long game dating. So if you're a student, obviously you need to provide all your proof that you are a student. So as you know, here we have a list of proof of admission, proof of payment of tuition fees. You need also the health insurance, as we said before, and proof of financial support if you have scholarship or any family sponsorship. But this you need to your university will help you figure this out. Yeah. You need to also submit in the same urząd, so either make an appointment or send it by post, like we advised. Attend the interview and they will direct all the steps. So that is the difference, that you don't need to prove that you are married, you need to prove that you're a student, right? So exactly. That's it. Another thing is if you are a business owner, then I actually never researched that, but it says that you need your proof of business registration, which is either CEIDG or KRS document, which is their Polish legal terms, business terms. So if you have a business here, you would know them. You have to register a business in Poland, either a sole proprietorship, partnership, or a company, and you need to register that. You need this proof of business registration, your business plan or proof of operational activity, proof of financial stability. So basically, if you're rich, you can do it. If you're not, then sorry. Tax documents showing your business contributes to the Polish economy. So I, honestly speaking, do not know how this works. If you are a foreigner, you just came here and you register a business. I think if you register a business, you need a PESEL. If you need PESEL, that means you already are Polish or you have Karta Pobytu. So this is very confusing.
This is a snake that eats its own tail.
But it's so typical in immigration cases.
Yes.
We went to London. It was like, you need to rent a flat.
A flat.
For rent a flat, you need a business. You need a bank account.
Yeah.
For you to have a bank account,
you need a proof of address.
And it was, oh my god, it was ridiculous.
Seriously.
So this you need to demonstrate how you support Polish economy. Good luck with that. Hopefully.
But I think that this one about the businesses, because it probably is, let's say, already European, or people that come from countries that are already in the European Union, that, like you said, don't need to be here with a Karta Pobytu. They can be here as, let's say, as a French resident.
Maybe.
Because we have a friend that is married to a French guy. He's been here for 10 years. He doesn't have Karta Pobytu.
Yeah, because
he lives here with his...
they have something else.
Until France and Poland have a fallout. And then he's going to be like, oh, no.
Another thing is applying, and I think that is very common, a lot more common than applying through owning a business, is if you apply through your work. So let's say you're a foreigner, you came here to work, and if you're lucky enough to have a company sponsor you and get you... visa and everything through the work, then they're going to help you figure this out.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, most companies, they would like to just do the less work possible to hire a person. So they're going to hire someone who already has Karta Pobytu, already has work permit, already is
But if you're awesome...
But there are some people who are like super specialists in something, right? It can be technology, it can be science, can be, like a laboratory or maybe even, I don't know,
or an artist.
Humanities
a person that knows how to plays an instrument and wants to...
Or sports, that's common.
Or sports, for example.
Football players.
Yeah.
So they will help you, you need probably the copy of the contract, to prove the employment, also health insurance, financial stability. So, again, showing how much you make, all those things, the company that hired you will have to bear the burden of helping you with this.
But again, go down the rabbit hole, okay? Research. Don't write to me then later and Carolina saying, we did what you said and we were missing a document.
We don't take any responsibility for anything in our life. Other thing is the work, if it's through work, it's granted usually for how long your contract is. So if you want to stay longer, try to marry someone in this window.
Or don't piss off your boss.
Yeah, exactly, just so that they keep you. What happens when you are a European Union citizen? We researched at the very end, like what happens with those guys. They come here without a visa or any whatever. They can come here like without even anyone knowing that they're here, because if you don't fly, if you drive through, then no one knows that you're here, because that's Schengen for you and free movement, right?
Yeah, of course.
And technically say, okay, after 3 months, you should just go register your stay. Say, hey, I'm here. I am either married to this Polish person, or I'm working, or I'm studying. Because they can legally work and everything. So you need to technically register it. But
your life is easy already. So
So if it's so easy, you don't need us to tell you what to do, because that's easy.
This is for people that have it hard, that want to know.
The B and the C passport people.
My people. What do you mean? You guys. I have Karta Pobytu already. Oh, move away. No, I still need my passport to fly any other place that is not Schengen, which again gets me on the same path of visas. But at some point, I will apply for Polish citizenship, and then we'll make a video.
So outro?
Yeah.
Outro?
Oh yes, I think you guys learned enough. Let's go. Boom! That's all, guys. That's the end of this episode. I hope it was informative. Thank you to Carolina. From my part, of course, because she did everything. So
because you have Karta Pobytu, thanks to me.
Yes, my Karta Pobytu is thanks to her. Guys, thank you very much.
Go get your Karta Pobytu. Don't overstay your visa. Be always a little afraid.